for this. So let me get started. Everybody else gonna have to catch it later. All right. As far as I'm concerned, this is our most important interaction of the year. Okay. This is our most important interaction for the year. Because it's where I see our biggest problem is. And it is what I would like to address in our biggest problem. Not because it's our biggest problem, because it is my biggest error. Our biggest problem is a thorn in my legacy. It is a failure in my leadership. And it gives me great pleasure to recognize, admit, and rectify such problem. And I think that's part of leadership, to know when you can do better and actually do better. So we're going to map out the success of ATS to the point where everyone will have screenshots and understand so you can do. But after this, Frida, it won't be my fault no more. It'll be yours. See, this is what I love. Dolores, you know, I'm from the streets, right? You know, I'm still rough around the edges today. You can tell. Like I saw a picture of Margie when I was in the house. I say, ooh, Margie was stopping traffic. Like you can tell Margie was a troublemaker. You understand? You can just tell. She got the thumb up. You understand? You can tell. Well, you can tell that these knuckles kept these bruises on them. You understand? I ain't had time for talking. Chunk them up. That was me. And I operate business that way. Let's get down and lay down. Dolores, the one time, one of the homeboys was talking about me. And so I called everybody into the studio. I said, right there. I said, hey, you said this. Get it off your chest. Anything else you want to say? And where I come from, we call that nutting up. He ain't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't had nothing to say. I said, nah, I'm not even tripping. I got everybody. Anybody else want something to say? Got anybody else want something to say? And everybody ain't say nothing. And I said, good. Because when I turned my back, I gave you a chance to say what you wanted, but you didn't. So that makes you a blank if you say something again. That's where I come from, Margie.
But Antonio,
yes, ma'am.
I was like John Lewis. I had good trouble.
Good trouble.
Troublemaker.
Good troublemaker. I know that's right. That's right. So what I'm saying is that I'm excited to talk about today because today is my biggest error. It is the biggest flaw in my legacy. And I'm excited that I recognize it and more excited to rectify it. But after I do this, Frida, it ain't my fault no more. Do you understand? See, anything that happened before this is on me. You hear me, Dolores? If Grace messed up, and Lord knows Grace has messed up, do you hear me? It's my fault. But after it's done.
Not this time, Reverend. Today is on me.
It is on you, but I ain't worried about
it.
After this time, it's y'all fault. We're going to start with Mexican news. Everything after this is hard questions, but they're fun. Do you get it? Deanna's about to walk in here in a second. She's going to put out one of these tablets that's color-coded, and she's going to take a little color-coded notes. Tempest is gonna take her little color-coded notes. Oh, do I have a title? Yeah. It's on YouTube. Mapping out our money and our future. We're gonna start with Mexit. Let's do this order, Tempest. We're gonna do Mexit, Bureau, Happy and Secure, ATS Radio, ATS TV. That's the order. Okay. Ibrahim asks one hell of a good question. So what's the end game? The end game is to own our own city with our own currency and our own police force. That's the end game. But can you just walk out of, did Amazon go digital and then bought brick and mortars with Whole Foods? Yes. Because even the digital has to get brick and mortar. So it's easy to start digital and then go brick and mortar. So we build the digital world, learn flaws. Let me explain it this way for you. You do know the same porn problems, crime problems, bully problems, theft problems, sexual assault problems that we're gonna have in the digital world. We're gonna have them same problems in the physical world. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to figure out. So we know how to handle it, both physically and digitally. I know the internet's a safe place, and ain't nobody ever never said nothing bad on the internet. That's the world y'all live in. But that's not how it works. Antonio's had a raw mindset facts. Okay, we got you, brother. We got you. We'll be praying for you. All right, Tempest, you got our order. Can you type it down in the chat for me so I can see it? Mexit News first. In fact, let me give you another order in that order. Front end, so number one, front end. Two, number one, front end. Two, monthly subscriptions. Three, value ladder. Four, back end, high end. Let's call it 4 high end. One, what did I say? Front end. Two, monthly subscriptions. Three, value ladder. Four, high end. And then put these numbers down. I'm going to repeat those numbers from the morning of the class ago. Number one, do we know where we're going? This ones you should already have written down. Number two, I said something similar to, do you know where your customers are going, or tell your customers where they're going? So let's rephrase that to, do you know where you want your customers to go? Number three, have you filled up your high end, since I changed it to high end? Number four, did you force yourself to build another one? Now, notice I've repeated all this, and I've said these things, not because I have a good memory, because I understand what I'm talking about. So now we got 3 sets of numbers. This is me doing my humor consults things. I'm telling you where we're going so I can get an A+ by the end of the speech. I'm telling you where we're going. Order your notes this way. That last thing I said was, do we know where we're going? Where are we walking our customers to? Are we filling up our back end, high end? And are we creating another one because we're filling it up? That needs to be first. The second thing needs to be front end, because that's like every time we go to one of those companies I told Tempest to list down, we're only going to 4 places. Front end, value ladder, monthly subscriptions, value ladder, which I'll explain in great detail, and then back end, high end. That's it. I'll even give you percentages and numbers of what you need to focus on. And we will even account for attrition rate, which in some cases I'll sound like Russell Brunson's traffic secrets, but it's not my intent. But anybody who understands it that way. However, we're talking about a tad bit more than that. Is anybody confused? Because numbers sound like math and math is intimidating. Somebody could have, okay, Grace is confused or has a question. Go ahead.
So it's only two sets of numbers, or are you adding are you adding what you said in the daily meeting, or so it's three sets?
It's three sets of numbers.
Okay.
The reason I'm adding what I said in the daily meeting, because I haven't got off subject. It's an extension. But this is what I want you to do. I want Dolores, you mind if I keep using that as an example? Good, because I'm going to bless your company then. I want Dolores to go back and go, man, that was a lot of information. And then look at her notes and say, okay, Divine Connections needs to first ask itself, where are we going? And then go to Mexit, which I'm about to, and say, okay, Antonio went here. What's our version of here? And know that the only four things she needs to worry about is front end, how customers are right. So let me define these terms now. Get ready, Tim, put them in parentheses. Or Grace. Somebody take Grace, are you taking notes? Are you back on? Grace and Tim, y'all both got to take notes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Front end, I'm going to define these now. Just put it in parentheses for me. Front end is how easy, okay, a long definition or a two-part definition. How easy it is for customers to come to you. Where are they coming from? And what bait are you using? And who they are. I have to add a fourth one. And who they are. They're all equally important, and that's all front end. Where are they coming from? Who are they? What bait are you using? And is it even easy to get to you? Ibrahim kind of touched on that when he said, I know my book is not the front end, because how do people consume things? Video and audio. So Ibrahim says, since they're already on YouTube, I'll make it easier for them to come to me. Now, I did repeat that because I got a good memory. That part is a good memory. This part is understanding. The definition of monthly subscriptions is 2. I'm identifying the quality of my customers. Well, probably 3. The quality of my offers. And creating predictable revenue. Something I wish I would have did 24 years ago, but I didn't because I didn't understand it then. Value ladder. I know how to define this, but you're going to have to write what I say because it's the only definition for it. I don't want to convolute it with complexities. Like I just said, convoluted with complexities, which is convoluting the words in this first place, right? So I don't want to do that smart stuff. I want to keep it simple. That's what I'm trying to say. Value ladder is how perfectly, actually, we're going to use a different word, Grace. I'm going to use efficient and effective. How efficient or how efficiently and effectively can I take a $2 customer and make them a $3 customer, and a $3 customer a $30 customer, and a $30 customer a $300 customer, and a $300 customer a $3,000 customer, and a $3,000 customer to a $30,000 customer, and a $30,000 customer to a $300,000 customer, and so on. Easy to remember because I just moved the zeros to the right. That's what value ladder is. And does Divine Connections have those steps, have those products, and have those business systems and procedures in place, or even the technology to identify who the $3 customers are? Because a $3 customer has no earthly business seeing a $30,000 product or marketing. And a $30,000 customer should not be treated like a $3,000 customer. And you should have meta tags in your email marketing system that stops Phil from seeing products he already has. Because now Phil just feels like a number and not like a person, because he done already bought that thing and you keep showing it to him. And adding to that, if Ibrahim come into my organization at $30,000, then he should have got all that other stuff for free. And to push that further, if he has 30,000, Mao only got one job, Margie. Walk him to 40,000. It's why I told you yesterday, Margie, oh no, I don't care that about that. Because what you was doing ain't the customer you are. You cost more than that. You understand what I'm saying? Margie ain't no $400 customer. Margie's a $40,000 customer. Now what the hell I look like? Losing a $40,000 customer over $40. Does that make sense, Margie? And do it make you feel good?
It makes me feel good. My heart right now is just pounding all love hearts.
Good. Do you get it? I know Margie's a $40,000 customer, so I don't treat Margie anything less. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you don't have the technology to identify that, or the, I don't know, emotional intelligence to identify that, you're going to lose Margie. She's going to be $40,000 for somebody else. Amen. Do you understand? All right. Chiquita, I know Chiquita's about to get on camera. Queen Chi, you need to get here as fast as possible, because I am addressing every question you had. Everyone, I am addressing it. Everyone. Thank you. These notes are fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm going to put them in the YouTube thing. Okay. That's your definition for value ladder. And then I said high end. High end is exactly that. High end is so high, you got to jump to it. It is my premier product. That is the very best I got. And pause. About to accidentally hurt some of your feelings by accident. It really will be an accident. Dolores should not be saying her magazine is the best she got. But that's how we do our business. We confuse something we passionate about with something that's the very best we got. So there is no reason now that her magazine should be the best expression of herself, because that's just a step of, that's her pinky toe. It ain't even what she is capable of. And if buying a magazine gets me close to Dolores, then Dolores is too cheap. Amen. Okay. Okay, we talking today. We talking today. It's too cheap. It's too cheap. Dolores should cost more. Is anybody lost? Because Okay, cool. If you are, send me a private message, say something, and I will repeat. I want you to get it. I wouldn't have made it open to the public if I didn't want you to get it. Like, I have no reason to do this. High end says, this is the very best that I could possibly come up. I can't come up with nothing better. This is my legacy. I will be known for this. And I don't want everybody over here. I only need 5%. But no, by the time they get their freedom, that's all 100% profit-free money. Not profit-free, cost-free money. Why? Because you done already paid for them on the front end. Help me, somebody. And they've been paying for themselves to the whole value ladder. So by the time they get on that back end, if it's $250,000, you didn't pay for that customer. They already been a customer. I know Phil gets what I'm saying right here. There's no customer acquisition cost for these people on the back end. That's free.
Antonio.
Yes, sir.
So just because Antonio is optimizing his funnel doesn't mean he doesn't have a funnel. Right now, the call that is free for ATS, I guarantee it. But somebody is paying for it.
Oh, yeah.
Many people on the call are paying for it. And that's why it's free to the rest of the people.
It's 100%. That's 100%. And the reason why I haven't canceled it is actually common sense. It allows me to walk the margins to $50,000 from $40,000, and it allows me to get customers for free. That's why. Because keeping this open like this lets people have easy access to me, which is on that front end we're going to talk about. Here are your, on the high end, the way, and this comes out of Russell Brunson's Traffic Secrets or .com Secrets, one of them, I don't know which one. Out of that high end, all of you need to fix your front end because you treated your front end like a front end, and you're wrong for that. Your front end is not your low end. What you give away for free shouldn't be free. Here's how you have all the customers you want. It's what I do. It's how I got you. So Queen Chi, hear this. I know you're on your way, but hear it. You take your very best from your very best. So on your high end, the best you could possibly do, the best you could possibly be, I want you to go in there free to pick the best of that. You pull that, and you walk all the way to the front, and you give that away for free. See, y'all problem is you keep trying to sell that sizzle and not the steak stuff. That don't work. I get how the origin came. The origin came from one of the greatest salespeople in the world. It was talking about benefits versus features. Sell the benefits, don't sell the features. That's the origin of that statement. Don't sell the steak, it came from from a 2,000-pound cow, and it is grade A beef. It was cooked at 175 degrees that's features. That's boring. You sell the sizzle. Do you smell this steak? Only people like you can be so close in proximity to such a fine steak in such a fine restaurant. And I believe, Arshia, that a businesswoman such as yourself ought to have business deals with that aroma of steak. This is why my steak costs $1,000, because you should only bring customers here who can afford these steaks. And your 6-figure lunches should lend you to 7 figures. See, I sold the sizzle and not the steak. I'll do it one more time. Dolores, you too fine to be riding coach. Now, Phil sells private jets. Go on there to Susan, and Susan is going to tell you about the jets. You go to Susan, and Susan says, "Oh, Dolores, you look so beautiful. Oh, yes. I can see you." See, Susan do this every Tuesday. I can see you around conferences. The way you spoke that, I can see this soul. I can see your program. And you in those heels will look so good in that jet right there. That jet is for a woman like you with a keynote like that. That's selling the sizzle and not the steak. In its origin, benefits, sell those, not features. What we've done to sell the sizzle and not the steak is told y'all don't give away your best stuff. Just let them smell it so they can buy it. That don't work no more. The internet has crushed that. Why would I possibly let you sell me a smell when all I got to do is join somebody's funnel for free and get the steak? That's it. All I got to do is deal with a salesperson calling me. I tell them no, but I got the steak. Got the steak for free. The internet has killed that. So I'm teaching you how to get your front end. You do not stop right now coming up with stuff because it's a good idea. Go get your very best stuff and give it away for free. So when it happens here all the time, all of y'all said it. Everybody said it here at least once. I would have paid for that. I don't know why he gave that away for free. How many times have you said that about me? I didn't pay for that. I can't believe and you come back again. Damn, he did it again. How much is back there? You understand what I'm saying? All right. That's how you get your front end. Here are your percentages you need for each level. Obviously, front end is 100%. That just makes sense. Yeah. Right. That's 100% of the people you're going to meet. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. Come on, you can't deny that. If you meet 10 people, that's 100%. Monthly subscriptions should be 35% of that 100%. Anything lower than that, you need some coaching. If it's lower than that, you need some coaching. I'm feeling Susan. Grace, get the number ready. Yeah, we are here in the public. They need to hear about it. They need to hear about it. If you have less than 35% of 100% joining your monthly subscription, you need some coaching so they can help you make it better. Grace, tell them about the coaching.
If you would like to inquire about Phil and Susan's coaching services, coaching and consulting, all wrapped up in one, please give Mr. Phil and Miss Susan a call at 614-736-6990.
Grace, make sure that's in the notes. When I put it on YouTube, they can get that too. You understand? Anybody can get this coaching. Because your monthly subscriptions are not attractive enough, or the people you calling towards you aren't qualified enough. How many of you have dated somebody only to find out they was never qualified for you in the first place? I wish I had somebody right there. I'm not trying to meddle. Don't make me meddle. Don't make me meddle. But you looked and you said, you know what? You sure fooled me. Not as you done got comfortable. You are unqualified. I mean, unqualified. You fooled me for 5 years too. I ain't gonna lie to you. You had a whole 5-year representative. But I see you ain't going nowhere. You still thinking about rims. I own a whole house. I'm a private message. No. Somebody know who that was for. Anyway, let's keep going. So you go, your front end is one of y'all faces. It's like, boy, you better keep talking. Your front end is 100%. Your monthly subscriptions is 35%. But you need to account for 25% attrition a month. That's loss. 25% of the people you get on monthly subscription are going to fall off. The truth is that's way too high. But it's better to have your finances and your structure be prepared to lose 25% of your monthly subscribers. So if a pandemic ever hit, you'll be ready for it. And watch this. And when you don't lose 25% of your monthly subscribers every month, don't spend that money that you should have lost. Put it in a separate bank account. So when you do start losing, you can go fall on that.
Be ready for when you get canceled.
Yeah, when you get canceled. Think about it. Think about it. I promise you, we're gonna have another pandemic. It's coming. I promise you. Like, think about this for a moment. I'll give you a good example. I used to be at an organization. There you go. And I don't know, but the leader of this organization couldn't keep an organist for his life. Well, I mean, you know, he was out there speaking 47 times a year in the evenings. That's a lot. And then he just really wasn't nice to organists. To be honest with you. He treated organists like employees, and they would all leave 12 months to 18 months. And then it would take another 6 months to find an organist. And organists are paid pretty well in this type of organization because they bring in the new customers. Just saying. They liven the service that the organization provides and make it not boring. Everybody figured out what I'm talking about now, right? Outstanding. And I could never understand why in that 6 months, when we found the new organist, the employees or the customers of the organization was asked to give a little more so we could afford the new organist. Now, wait a damn minute, sir. Now, I'm no, I'm serious. So one day I say, sir, I have a question. Why didn't we just continue to pay the organist when the organist wasn't here and just put it in a bank account? If we was already paying $1,200 a week, why didn't we just keep paying $1,200 a week and have 6 months of $1,200 a week? Now, when the organist starts, ain't nobody got to suffer. It's not like you missing the money, because if they was here, you was going to spend it. So you might as well spend it into an escrow account. Well, I got in trouble for asking such a question. But that make a lot of sense. Well, I'm telling you to do the same thing with your attrition. That might be the best thing I've said so far, Margie. If you got 100%, if you got 35% of your people spending monthly, I'm telling you to act like you lost 25% every month, because there's a season for everything. There's a time to laugh. There's a time to cry. Don't make me do it. Don't make me go Ecclesiastes. It's there. Don't make me do it. All right. That third chapter, by the way. Go ahead, Grace.
Can you tell me what the percentages are for again? I know you said the front end's 100 and then,
I'm giving you the percentages of what you should expect for the people on each of these 4 levels, which is very important because they're parameters to see how well you're performing. And they also give you realistic expectations to stop trying to make everybody a back-end customer.
thank you.
Stop trying to make everybody a monthly subscription. Go to everyone, but don't try to make everyone. That's important. Let's say you have a whole lot of stress level. Everybody doesn't need the Coaching high-end package. And let's just face it. I mean, they nice, so they're not gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Phyllis Susan ain't got time to be coaching unmotivated people. That's front end kind of behavior. Once you get back here, you've been here too long for me to still be talking about your self-esteem and you still saying I can't. That's not a $100,000 customer. That's somebody on a payment plan on the front end. At some point, my work in you should show up. You know what I'm saying? That's why the queen out here cutting up. I had Grace made fun of her the other day. I said, Grace, tell her she sounds just like. I forgot what word I said. She sounds just like her father. That's what I said. That's what it was. I had to mess with it because she's getting it, and I can see this hard work pay off. 100%, 33%. Value ladder is you want 75%. Well, no, that's not fair. You want 50% of your organization somewhere on these levels. 50%. And it's okay. And this is why I'm talking to Tempest. The Tempest don't like this. Tempest is so old school that if I put my energy out there, I want to return on my energy. And the return means something that fold. Not that money that chingle. You want that folding money, you understand? You want that folding money. It's perfectly okay for half the people watching you, Dolores, not to be paying for you. It's perfectly okay. They have their purpose. You understand? Plus, if you really have a system, half those people will start paying from you, and then you'll get another half that won't. It's like if a church is really doing its job, the world is always inside that church. There's always chaos inside the church. Because how are you evangelizing to folk who already got it? So if you truly doing your job, the things you trying to get rid of, you always dealing with. They just need to give me a microphone, put me in front of the nation's capital. Just let me loose. Just let me loose. I'll have a message. Every time you throw another video out there, every time, you're going to get folk who are unqualified. Your job is to follow this and get them qualified. You also will get folk who are qualified. Now, let's define unqualified. Where they're attempting to escape to, they can't afford right now. That's it. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's a thing. You never, I promise you, people who can't afford something, if they want it, they will get it. They will get it. And your system needs to be in place enough to where you can identify who those people are that's going to get it. I promise you, Margie's going to get it. I promise you, if I say, Margie, this costs $4,000. Here's everything you get with it. Here's how quickly you will see the tangible evidence back from which you spent in your legacy, in your company, Crypto with Margie. Here is it all written down and itemized. This is exactly what's going to happen, how fast it's going to happen. And this is how much you're going to return. And Margie's going to have no issue with that. Because Margie's a different kind of customer. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right, good. Back in 5%. Said that already. This means, Dolores, you ain't supposed to take everybody out for $100,000 dinner like Monica. No, genuinely. You can't keep casting your pearls on swine. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't deserve $100,000 dealers. It's not to say that they can't be loved to wholeness or they shouldn't get that. They're not there now, and you need to be a good steward over your resources. All right. Any questions so far? I've actually
Can you
spent
go
myself
back
up.
over the percentages of each one again?
Absolutely. 100% on the front end. So everybody you're going to reach 35% on the monthly subscriptions. 50% of your organization needs to be in your value ladder, which I haven't fully explained, but I will. And then 5% needs to be on your back end. 100% on your front end, 35% on your monthly subscriptions. 50% of your organization needs to be on your value ladder. So now I'm gonna have to define something. And then 5% needs to be on your high end. Let's define organization. I say 50% of your organization. I just realized I left a hole right there. 50% of your organization needs to be everybody who came in your front end. That's what I'm talking about. Even if they didn't buy your monthly subscription, they should get your PDF, your assessment. They should be on your email list. Half the people that come into your organization need to opt in to giving you their information. And if you're less than 50%, there's something wrong with your organization. Or there's something wrong with your offer. And that's it. Phil agrees. There's something wrong with your organization. There's something wrong with your offer. There's something wrong and you need to fix it. But half the people who see your pop-up window or see your video, you need to offer them the opportunity to give you their information. In exchange for their information, you would give them value. Plenty of value, depending on what that value is. That is the agreement between provider and consumer. I go to the hospital, I go into triage. Triage is a fancy word for who gets to die first, basically. It's decision. It really is. I need to see who on the battlefield got their guts out and who on the battlefield got a hangnail. And guts out and hangnail, neither one of these really get that much attention because guts out will probably be dead in 2 minutes, but guts kind of in. All right, I need to get both of them, but this one needs to be first so I can actually save him. That's triage. So when you go to the emergency room, if you look up, it says triage. They're sorting you by, ooh, I got a headache and it ain't go away in 10 days. That's bad, but it's not as bad as the baby that just got hit by a motorcycle or something. That's a bit badder. You know what I'm saying? And what I have to do when I get to the emergency room is exchange my information with them. And I'm in agreement that when I tell them my social security number, well, I don't think I got that, my date of birth, my blood type, what's happened to me, my private business, I exchange this information because I know they're going to give me value. So I'm saying this because I don't want you to feel bad for getting information. because the hospital does it to you and your child. It is a reasonable expectation. When I give you my information, you give me value. And we've been doing it since marriages were not done by the courthouse, but done by the church, and all the important documents were held at the church, and the church was the center of the city. We've been doing it. We've been exchanging information since they was building the Vatican, and it was at ground level. This is just what it is. It's just what it is. And in exchange for information, I get to get your thing, whatever your thing is. You get it? And I'm telling you, 50% of your 100% needs to be across your levels, whatever those levels are, which we're going to identify. Cool. Now, if you want, you can check out. I gave you everything. If you want to see how I address ATS issues and get examples of this, well, pay attention to me and Tempest and Deanna and Grace and Monica. Got it? And Freedom. And Phil and Susan. Everybody ready? Here we go. Mexit News. Hard question ensues. I'm sorry. I was about to give you the question. I need y'all to go on the list to those 4 questions I asked this morning, because that's what we're following. Just to explain what I'm doing, and this is very organized. Explain what I'm doing. The where are we going? That's the question we're going to ask each time. The location of that question is that front end, monthly subs, value ladder, and high end. Does that make sense? I'm saying in order to fix your organization, you need both. You need to know the conceptual side of what you need to fix. And then you need to understand that and then go right into your organization and say, yep, this needs to go right here. Who gets what I'm saying? I'll give you an example. I'll use Dolores as an example. She's an example all day. I want to say, Dolores, where are you going? No, here's my hard question. I use Mexit. Hey, pay attention. Where is Mexit going? Where is it going? Are we just giving away news? Where is it going? That's the question we're about to answer and draw out. Now watch this. Then when I blow their mind and they blow their own mind, they'll say, okay, what I do with that? And that's going to be on that 1 through 4, the other 1 through 4. I take this mind blown and I put it in which location? Does that go on value ladder? Does it go on monthly subscriptions? Mexit has no monthly subscription right now. And to make it even harder, Phil, I don't want a monthly subscription to get the news. I think that's disgusting. I think that when news stations sell premium news for a monthly subscription, I think that's a terrible business model. It offends me every time I see it. I was a fan of Business Insider, followed them as a startup company, was one of the first people with them, and now they're doing that, and now I don't read them no more. Why? Because if you're going to start off with something, that needs to stay your core, and if it doesn't stay your core, I'm cool with that. I'm totally fine with that. But if you change your core shouldn't block me out, whatever your core is. So now you can't read Business Insider in most cases unless you pay monthly for it, and they'll tell you got 5 more views left, 3 more free views. That's stupid. But when we talk about monthly subscription for Mexit News, it can't be news. So now we got to be innovative, don't we? Because the vision is to make people rich, not charge you when we shouldn't. We charge you when we should. not charge you because we can. And if I need people to opt in, which we haven't talked about yet for Mexit, then they can't opt in to get news unless we do that special. We can say things, me and Tim's already talked about. We can say, would you like this news directly, like our best news directly to your email for convenience? Okay, that's good. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool, Margie. So sending me news directly to my email on my convenience, that's pretty cool. Not the best we can come up with, but that's pretty cool. But to charge me for it, that's not cool. So as you see, I'm saying number one conceptually is where are we going? But then you need to, once you figure that out, to not put the tail on the donkey ain't good enough. Queen Chi, you need to know, once you figure out the hole in your organization, you need to know what area you need to go put it at. And that's front end, monthly subscriptions, value ladder, or high end. That's what y'all missing because y'all you can't, it's bird's eye view. You don't have a bird's eye view of your business. I encourage every last one of you to take 5 days off your business, let somebody else run it or let somebody else do the videos and just watch. It's one of the best things I've done. And I let Jaquita go and everybody just go live on the page and I just watch. And I just watch to see how people respond. I watch. Just watch. I just watch. I look at how people respond and I start saying, oh, okay, they're not responding. So I watch again. And all of a sudden, they respond to y'all just like they respond to me. I got something good going on. And the most valuable thing inside of ATS, it's not Mexit, it's not ATS TV, it's not nothing. You know the most valuable thing inside of ATS? My Facebook page. I sat back and watched. The most valuable thing in ATS is my Facebook page because people get off that page and do whatever we told them to do. Nowhere else does that happen. On Mexit News, I can't get you to read an article. On Facebook, I can get you to go check that article out, read their headline. Only on Facebook, or mostly on Facebook, do people take action. Everywhere else, we got to kind of fix those things, right? And look at the Thinkific numbers. People didn't go through their classes, but they always watched on Facebook. It's something about that. Maybe people are spending more time on Facebook, whatever it is, right? That's something we'll figure out, but I already got most of it figured out. So everybody understand now. Ask yourself the conceptual question, then you need to put it in the location. And I'm trying to be as clear as possible because I want you to leave here helped. I want you to leave here helped. That's old folk in Texas. Hope them. You need to hope them. Texas is something strange. Queen Chi got here as soon as she could. She left Chicago, came to Texas because she understood the real food down here. You know, she tried to tell me, Phil, that burritos in Chicago is better. Get out of here. Get
100% better. Texas food is trash. Okay, your food is trash. You don't know good eating until you go to the Chi. Okay, we have everybody's food authentically made by the people all over the city. Okay?
I ain't never seen a Mexican in Chicago in my life.
Stuff is trash. Okay, it's trash.
Oh my God. Okay. You know what? You must be talking like Polish hot dogs or something. I don't know what you talking about. Anyway, this is the conversation we have.
You're just not the target customer.
No, she's not. Crazy stuff, but she ain't leaving though. I know that much. Nah, you ain't leaving. Yeah, you like it down here.
You know, they don't charge taxes and stuff. You know, it's just
okay.
Financially, they take care of a business owner, you know, better than everyone.
Well,
so,
you know what? You better be nicer to Republicans then.
I am very nice to Republicans.
Okay, all right, because that's exactly who did that.
Delicious taxes.
For real. So we know our location. Tempest, Deanna, Grace, you first. Where is Mexit going? Good question.
Well, earlier I heard you say that everything that we do leads to the physical community.
All right. So you're pretty warm. So where's Mexit going?
To the city.
Good. You're skipping a step. When it was time to start ATS TV, did I buy ATSTV.com? Did I buy, as a matter of fact, you go to ATSTV.tv and it redirects you back to AntonioTSmithJr.com. When it was time to start the Bureau, formerly known as of Dominant Speakers, we bought Bureau of Dominant Speakers. The only domain before Meta ever said anything that had verse behind it is Mexit. It's the only time you've ever heard me take the mission of the company and name it something. We are the company for the middle class. We are about getting out the middle class. And when it was time for me to bring out Mexit and Mexit News, what's the number one conference in ATS? Mexit. It ain't ATS conference. It's Mexit. Mexit News is going to the metaverse. Before I ever knew it was called the metaverse, I automatically knew what Marvel Comics is doing to the movies is what we doing to the internet. Do y'all understand? Now, how do you draw that out? See, that's the conceptual thing. Now, how do we draw that out? What is the front end? Look, actually, Mexit has no front end. The very best that Mexit has is 24 posts a day, which is all front end. So to be fair to Grace, that's front end because she does that. But that ain't good enough. Y'all ever seen the movie? It's one of my favorite movies. Office Space, not Office. That's where the Office came from. But Office Space. You know, they beat up the printer. Okay, Office Space. A stapler. Well, Jennifer Aniston is in Office Space, and she was told that she needs to wear more flares. And she was a nice employee, like Queen.
Man, it's such a good movie. Anytime you bring up a book or a movie that people don't really react to, I'm just blown away because like it's I thought I was the only one who watched it. Oh man, what a great movie.
It is a great movie. It is a great movie. It's a crazy great movie. And what happens is the little 18-year-old boss, she's like a 40-year-old woman. The 18-year-old boss says, you need more flares. Okay, how many you want me to wear? Well, 7? So she puts on 7. So the next later of the movie, you see Dolores over there. Dolores has on 37 flares. You know, those little things that hang from your uniform. So you want me to wear 37 is what Queen Chi said. You want to wear 37. He says, no, I want you to take initiative and don't do the minimum. And then she throws off her stuff and she quits. It's like, forget this job. But there is a lesson in there. 24 posts a day is the minimum. And you satisfied. See what I did there? So Tempest, help me out. What is Mark Zuckerberg front end for Meta? Somebody write this down.
Currently,
get-
it's Facebook.
That's right. That's why I redesigned.
Vibing.
There you go. You see it? When it was time for me to start a social media, what is heavy on there is Mexit News. Notice that it's not vibing we're talking about. Everything supports Mexit. Let me draw it out. As far as Mexit is concerned, we're going to say Mexit verse, because that's more important right now. We're talking about Mexit News. As far as that's concerned, oh, now you do shapes in here. Anyway, so we'll draw. Oh, look, that's pretty nice. Let's see what this says. Cool. Didn't know I could do that. Here is the front end. We're only talking about Mexit. Oh my God. I sure hope y'all write this down and take a screenshot when I'm done. And I'm saying that front end, actually, let me move this real quick. The front end needs to include that's vibing. Here is Mexit News itself. That's all we got so far. I ain't got nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing else. Actually, yes, I do. Mexit Podcast. So now we need to see what the front end looks like. This is important. Before I get to Chiquita, be honest, Grace, was you thinking about what I just drew out?
No, sir.
Deanna, you the head of marketing. Were you thinking about what I just drew out? Not saying you wasn't.
No, sir.
And if you were thinking about it, did you have a detailed plan for it?
No.
Right. Of course, that's all my fault, though, okay? It's all my fault. Chiquita, Queen Chief, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure I'm following along. So the front end is the Mexitverse Vibing Mexit podcast, and that is to indoctrinate the people in their subconscious with the message of moving from the middle class into the wealth class, with the whole concept of we don't have to point out the fact that the water is dirty. We just have to present a clean glass of water and let the people choose, right?
Right. Let me
Okay.
push that further. Hold on, before you go, let me push that further. If I'm going to build a city, hold on, don't you forget what you're going to say. Let's use Jesus Christ, not Christian, not Christianity, not religion, the philosophical idea of Jesus Christ. None offensive. I want you to hold that idea. The first people to convert to the philosophical idea that was Jesus were actually the Pharisees. Why? Because the Pharisees believed every single thing Jesus was teaching. So when it was time to convert, they had the shortest leap. They had the shortest leap. It wasn't Gentiles. It wasn't whatever. Like, I'm trying to keep this out of a religious conversation. I just want you to think about the philosophy that if Queen Chi wants people to convert to following her, she needs to go to the people with the shortest jump to make. There's everybody following that. That was like common sense, but we don't think like that though. I need you to get that the Pharisees already believed in the afterlife. They believed in that God was the God of Moses and of the present. Moses was dead. The Pharisees believed in the teachings. They believed everything. This is important. This is very important. The Sadducees didn't believe in the afterlife. It took them hard to convert. It took them harder. The Gentiles didn't believe it was harder for them, but since the Bible is a story of redemption, that's what you focus on. But the first people that became that band of 500, the people in the upper room, they weren't Gentiles. They were Pharisees. There were people who believed just like Jesus, and they converted first. When the Holy Spirit touched down, it didn't touch down on folk who didn't already have the smallest leap to make. Do you understand what I'm saying? Copy that, because what's easy to make? Going to a city? Hey, got a streaming service to start a city. No, that don't make sense. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. Ooh, got a business university to start a city. No, that don't make sense. That don't make sense. Got a podcast to start a city. No, that don't make sense. You know what? We've been known for leaving the middle class. We've helped a lot of people leave the middle class. Let's give it a nice name, Mexit, which means lead the middle class. Hey, all the people we helped leave the middle class, come here with us. It's the only thing in ATS that makes sense to start a city out of the idea. That's why when it was time for me to say a verse, a universe, and of course it's easy now. If you believe in this, believe in the brick and mortar. That's the second half. You get it? So Taquita, now finish your question with that understanding. And it should be a lot more value for you as you keep going.
Well, I was just making sure I understood the steps, but you just went through all the steps, so.
There you go. There you go. So on our front end, you got vibing. Well, I guess I'll label them. V here. V for Vendetta. It's a great movie. So there's vibing, just for screenshot purposes. And then we say Mexit News in itself. So that'll go here. Man, just put it on top. Or maybe I can put it under. That makes sense. And then here is the podcast. Right there. Boom. So you got Mexit News, Vibing, Podcast. I need y'all to get creative. What else is on the front end? Listen, I don't need you to be that creative. What else does Mark Zuckerberg have?
Instagram.
We start on Instagram. So what Mark Zuckerberg has, according to you, Grace, is a platform that lets people communicate with one another, and a platform that lets people have vanity through filters. Sounds like that's important to human society and ain't never going nowhere. If I could look like Queen Chi by using a filter instead of working out, which one do you think I'm gonna do?
The filter.
See if I can get me a tiara on real quick. Which one of these? Let's see, hold on. Let's go real quick and see if I can get me one of these background and filter video filters. See if I can get me. Is that it? No, that's not it. That's not it. If I can get me one of these. Oh, I graduated. I ain't even got to go. Y'all can see this? Can you see it? Is it on the
Yes.
screen?
Yes.
Okay.
We see it.
Okay. You know what? Can't see me. Can't see me. It was, but see, none of these make me look like her. So I'm stuck with, huh? Just stuck. Not only do you get my point, I illustrated my point. If I could just put on a filter, I sit there in my drawers, a jacket, and a filter with my little scotch off to the side where you can't see. And I cut my camera off, drink real quick, and then I cut my camera back on. You see me doing this. Like, why you always, when your camera come back on you? Because I did something you don't need to see. Mark Zuckerberg tapped into that. What else does he have?
He has Oculus.
Okay, technology company, doesn't he? Okay, let's keep going. No, this is important. This is important. This is very important. We're not. Oh, baby, he's got money. Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, like not him having money, but
Oh.
he can save the stuff in Facebook money.
Okay, yes, you can. Okay, so then we got Oculus. And then we've got Facebook money. And then, yes,
When
that's
did-
what.
When did the
say-
Facebook money happen?
Well, he tried to get it done and they blocked it out. But now what he did, he found another way. You can actually pay over Facebook right there in Facebook. Facebook is a merchant in itself.
You can also send money now. They have a separate money transfer service.
There you
They
go.
have WhatsApp and
And that's what I was getting ready to say next, Tempest. Thank you so much, because Facebook says, oh, there's too many people who can't log into Facebook. I tell you what, let them log into WhatsApp. Let them talk. Let them communicate. So WhatsApp.
He also has separately now Messenger.
What you say, Grace? You mean to tell me that's another way to communicate? So if you don't like Messenger, go ahead and get WhatsApp. You don't like WhatsApp, go ahead and get Messenger. So we're just gonna put that as MSG, Madison Square Garden. That's the only time MSG should be used. Shout out to me being disrespectful to New York. I am sorry. That's all right though, Madison Square Garden. But what else? This- Mhm.
Doesn't Alphabet play a
That's cool. Google. That's Google. And Google has the same thing. Google has like 27 different products that you don't have to pay for. You can use them for free.
Antonio,
Yes,
one
sir.
thing is being missed. It has deals with telecom providers, which allows access to free Facebook in
Yep.
a lot of countries. And by a lot, I mean pretty much everywhere there's no net.
Yep.
He's there already.
Already. He's got deal with telephone wires and telecommunications and TV wires. Same thing when I came back from Ghana. I told y'all, yeah, we put up our own wires. Now, even though we combined Mexit News, Vibing, point is, Facebook has all this for free. Now you're not paying attention. I went through those steps and I said, y'all doing that sizzle not to say stuff, but Facebook went to the very good high-end stuff, pulled it all the way on the front end, and said, for exchange for your information, we'll give you our best stuff. And we'll update it every week. I can't make it more plain. Facebook is a $1 trillion company, world technology. Facebook is so big, it's still relevant. And we don't even realize that we now getting 12-year anniversary posts on Facebook. Me personally, I've been on Facebook since 2009. It's 2020.
Antonio,
Yes, sir.
Facebook's backend is its own stock, and that's why it's a trillion-dollar company. It's
Right.
like stock is that one thing where you not only just pay to get it, but the fact that you pay actually increases the price of the company itself. It's like getting paid twice. You once get paid in the money you get to sell your stock, and second, you get paid in the promo and the social proof of your stock shooting up.
100%. 100%. Tempest, Queen Chi just put the greatest thing inside the chat. Facebook does have their own Google Analytics. It's called Facebook Insights, and they give it to anybody who has a page for free. And I never thought about that. Not one time in my life have I thought about that. Never. And she just exposed that. Quite brilliant. Because they don't give it to you if you don't have a personal page. If you got a personal page, they won't give it to you. Go ahead, Tempest.
Is that the business suite? Is that the same thing as the business suite, or that's something different?
That's something different in itself. Then the business suite, the business suite is a conduit. That's too big of a word. Is a middleman for the analytics Chiquita's talking about. They have Google Analytics. They just let you. They call them Facebook Insights. The same way Google got a tag and Facebook got a pixel. Brilliant. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 things on the front end. And all these things should cost $99 a month, period. You know how much money Facebook will make right now if they charge $99 a month? Of course, everybody will complain, but people like me would pay $99 a month for Facebook. But then I'm going to say, you go ahead with all that algorithm stuff. I'm paying $99 a month. I need to reach my whole audience. 363,000 right now. You know what I'm saying? Every post need to hit them at the same time. But Facebook don't want to answer to its customers or its users. It only wants to answer to its advertisers, which is customers. Because if Facebook start charging me, they no longer have a reason to advertise. Okay, I see some light bulbs going on. I see it. All right, check this out. Let's go back to it. What I did, y'all, was I found a company and a leader that I would like to model. I'm gonna need you to do the same thing and stop being so humble or stop being so arrogant. I need you to find out who is the leader of your industry. If it's a magazine company, fine. Who's got the #1 magazine like you? And go figure out what's all on their front end. I took a music class in HBU in 2011, hated the whole thing. Hated it. And it was just awful, okay? It did not get 3 snaps in a circle. The professor was outstanding. I just realized that it was just awful. And it ruined music for me because once you learn in great detail about something, you can never hear it as a passive listener again. I start hearing A, B, C, D, F, A. I'm like, I literally start hearing the movements. I start saying, oh, that's the Baroque era. That's the Gregorian era. I don't want to know this stuff. I just want to hear, oh. All right, chants. That's chants. That's some awing people. I don't want to know that that's from the Baroque period or all this stuff like that. But now I do. And certain music in that period had a certain format. So now I can't sit back and bob my head, Jaquita, because what I'm doing now is doing mathematical equations up in here instead of just listening to Webby do his thing. I'm just saying. I, N, D, E, I can't get with boots and all this stuff. I can't do it. Now I just ruined business for you in a good way. Front end, monthly subscriptions, value ladder, high end. Let's walk through it. Facebook, you can have all this for free. Who's the Facebook monthly subscribers? People like me buying ads. I'm paying for ads right now. And they say, you go get charged every last day of the month or until you hit this threshold. And when they take my money, do you think they say, Mr. Smith, we've taken your money. We're not sure if you can afford the next month. So we're going to pause your ads real quick until you give us money. You think that's what Facebook do? They gangster with it. Debit him some more. So what's Facebook's value ladder? You get you a business page. You can get insights. You can get extra features. You get it? You can dress up your page more. And the biggest value ladder of them all on Facebook, that blue check. Y'all don't want to play with me, man. That verification badge says you're a celebrity. And they just walk in you. And what's they high in? The metaverse. So I just ruined business for you. You can do this for every company. You can do this for every single company. What's Google's front end? Well, there's too many to name. Google Chrome, Google Android, Google Maps, Google Translate, Google Trends. It's too many. it's too many to name. They have too many. Google Pixel, now Google Analytics, Google AdWords. It's too many. Google Earth. How about that one? Google Maps. It's too many to name. Google Calendar. All that's front end. Every time you say, man, I wish the internet had this, Google go, if you just click this button right here. We got it. Oh, I want to buy music, Google Store. I want to play movies, Google Play. I want to read books, Google Books. That's a real thing. I'm not making this up. If I send you an EPUB, one of my books in EPUB, you got to go to the Google Play Store to download Google Books just to read it. Am I making my point? All that's front end. And all you consciously think about is search, which I didn't even mention in their front end stuff. Never said search. That was like 14 right there. That's their front end. What's their monthly subscription? Google AdWords. Google Ads. What's their value ladder? Way too much to name. Way too much name. If you Google, you might as well get your Android. Right now, if you ain't never switched an iPhone in your whole life, won't you go ahead and speak up right now? You know who you is. Queen T, real quick. Nobody want no iPhone.
No, not at all.
There you go.
Samsung, baby.
You understand. And then,
Did you know that it's easier to hack a Samsung or Android for one of those very reasons that you just named?
Yep.
Y'all get hacked every day.
Every day. They make viruses just for y'all.
That's a
That's
problem.
it.
It doesn't affect me.
That's it.
And if it does, I have used them. So
That is true.
For sure,
That is true. You have Tempest. And you know what? Thank God for people getting hacked because Tempest always has a job. There you go. High end is all their other stuff they do on the high end. You can break it down like that. So let's go back to Mexico. Where are we going? All right, we're going to having all this. I think that's fair. Is that fair? We're going to having all this. Cool. Now, and it's so cool. I never use these tools. Now, here's your front end. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build the monthly subscriptions for Mexico. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
So where is Mexico going? That's the metaverse, and that's everything on the front end is driving it there. So when we start building the monthly subscribers, does that answer number 2? Where are we walking our customers?
Partially answers number 2. Partially. Very good question. Where are we walking our customers? To our physical city. Is it all our customers? No. Some of them go stay in the metaverse. Some of them go leave and go somewhere else. But how much does it fundamentally change your view? Like, Dolores, how much did it fundamentally change your ideas you would have for me if you understand that where we're going is to a physical city? Doesn't that change what I'm supposed to do on the front end? It does. It absolutely does. It changes my approach. Remember, I'm so strategic. I remember I told you about the plane, Dr. Henry Cloud, and the plane, what kind of plane you build is determined on this blueprint, but you got to know where you're going. I've been saying the same thing for a full year. I mean, well, not for a full year, for a full month. I'm just going deeper into it. I promise you I have this stuff laid out because it's the only way my brain works. Pioneer teacher. All of you should take the Marcus Buckingham challenge and then call Phil after it so you can then get it broken down to you. You really should. Really should. It is pretty good. Queen Chi. How much fun? If Queen Chi wants to rebrand herself, fix her business, and partner with me, she know where to go at now. So if you say something like, oh, well, you know what? I want to, I don't know, something I don't need. I'm not interested. If it's not sending me to the digital city or the physical city, I'm just not interested. I'm not. Why do I favor Margie? It makes some sense. If you're going to be 29 and holding like her and in crypto, that's pretty attractive to me. I would like to be part of the responsibility of having the largest, most wealthiest generation on the planet changing careers. I hope you're taking good notes, Grace, because that last one I just dropped, that was a jewel. That was a jewel. That really was. That was a jewel. They are Googling right now. How do I make this on my own? They do it right now. How do I turn my retirement into my retirement income into my wealth money? I promise you. Millions of people right now are retiring off of $3,000 a month, just now realizing they've been robbed. And I pray for the people who have a date on the end of their retirement. Y'all know what I'm talking about? So growing up, I always thought retirement meant you get paid forever. No, a lot of people, retirement lasts for 6 years. They're 65. And they got 6 to 10 years of retirement. That's not fair. And I don't care what you say, you cannot relax no matter how much you meditate, knowing in 10 years, this money is going to run out and you may have to go get a job after you worked your fingers to the bone. You can never truly relax. And these people out there right now, they're about to be Margie's customer. Yeah, sorry, y'all can clap for Margie because that's exactly what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Woo! Yes, Margie.
Definitely. Here we go. Monthly subs. This one's difficult. I admit, Chiquita, I ain't got it all figured out, the monthly subs. How do we get monthly subscriptions for Mexit News? Here's the only thing I got figured out. You ain't paying for news. I feel like paying for news is like paying for the Quran. That just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not telling you it ain't a good business model. Clearly it's working. Clearly. But I would rather keep my news for free and have energy drinks try to court you into getting in front of you than to charge you for something that you need. Like, I can't say we want to get you out the middle class and then nickel and dime you so you stay in it. It's genuinely fundamentally against my mission to do that. It actually, it's a scam. I'll be a scam artist. I'll be a con man if I just charge you every step of the way. Because you can't come up. If I say, all right, Dolores, I know you're doing bad. You can come live with me. The couch is yours. By the way, I need half the rent. How am I helping you? By putting a roof over your head, I'm robbing you. Antonio, wouldn't you paying this whole rent before I start struggling? Yes. So now I'm using your bad time for me to get relief. Tell me how that's not true. That's very normal. So I'm not saying it's wrong. That is a normal behavior today. But how can Queen Chi get on her feet if I'm taking half her feet from her? Monthly subscriptions. I guess we need to go back to Facebook and Google, don't we? Or maybe Apple. So what's monthly subscriptions? Come on, holla at me.
So I know with Apple, one of their monthly subscriptions is the memory.
Okay, I did not think of that. And we are working on a cloud service. Tempest, could you write down cloud space? What a really good one you just did there. We'll figure it out. Maybe Mexit can offer cloud space. I don't know, but we're going to put it there. I don't know. We're just going to put it there. Because it's a good idea. It's too good not to write down.
Apple also does Apple Music.
Wait, and then maybe Mexit Talk. Maybe Mexit Talk that has your Mexit Talk. Well, I need Phil. Dave Ramsey. What is that? What is that kind of talk? It's more than just talk. That's go here and learn this and follow these steps.
Dave Ramsey's Financial Freedom.
Okay. Mexit Talk and, whatever, just call it, and Financial Freedom. All right. Mexit Talk and Financial Freedom. We can do that. Didn't like that. Cool. Got it. That actually works very well. You have Mexit, and then you can have a premium. Gosh darn it. Mexit Premium. That is on ATS TV. Not sure what that's going to work like, though. We'll work it out.
Can we do a reality show?
Yeah, sure you can.
Like a
There's Apple TV.
Yeah, like a Fix Your Life, like Ayana, but for your finances. So maybe, you know how it's like a cross between those shows where they come into the business and the business struggling and then they fix it. So maybe a show that kind of follows along through the process, or kind of like a red table talk where they talk about the experience before Mexit, finance or whatever, and then, show them winning as a part of the community.
All right, then. So next it needs to get into some good TV like that is powered by ATS but stays on Mexit. I believe Phil said reality shows. Is that what Phil said? I don't know. I don't have everybody on my camera over here. That was you that said that?
No, Chiquita said reality shows. I said there's Apple TV.
Apple TV, that's what you said. Yep. Apple TV. So that would be Mexit TV. Yeah, Mexit TV. That's good. This is good, Tempest. I didn't have a single one of these. Dolores, you doing the same thing with your company? She's like, come on now, you know me. Come on, man. Come on. I may not come from the streets, but I don't come from ignorance either.
Work in
That's it.
progress, sir. Work in progress.
That's it. Well, yeah, I mean, but y'all write it down. You're gonna take a screenshot of all this stuff, and then hopefully you'll be able to understand what all this is. If not, just know you don't need to understand what it is. Just follow whatever company you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You need 9 different ways for people to come to you easily. Let me point out something about all these over here. Is everybody ready? All of these, every last one of them, are software or platform as a service. And if it wasn't for Tempest, I wouldn't understand that. Every last
All
one.
of these are software as a service.
What about WhatsApp? That's not part platform?
No, because you're managing the software for WhatsApp.
Well, then there you go. Every last one of these are software as a service. We're gonna write that down. Well, Oculus though may be. That's a product. though.
That I would say platform as a service because you put software on Oculus.
Right. Surface. Oculus is platform as a service. Making sure. That's important. That's important to know. The companies we are attempting to have money like, they aren't coaching. They aren't educating. And there's nothing wrong with these things. If they're doing those things, they're backed up by a software as a service. So it's like saying, here's the Kanoching, great. By the way, log into your Kanoching app. Oh, that's hot. Never thought about that before. That's pretty good. Log into your Kanoching app and get what you should do in the weather on today. I don't know, making it up, but you get the point though. You get the point. Cool. What else? Monthly subscriptions. That's actually, it's all pretty good. All pretty good.
Antonio,
Yes, sir.
what about all the auxiliary things you get? The chargers, the cords, the earbuds,
Very
the
good.
cases, the
Very good.
Insurance.
Very good. No. I never would have thought about that. Very good. Because Apple makes a killing of, you know how many times I done bought their headphones or their adapters, chargers, or let me just say all auxiliary hardware. Yeah, all auxiliary hardware.
Sir,
What about software updates?
Good, very good point. What's happening now, and that it was actually Apple that started it, or at least to my knowledge, but they give you this, well, but Apple couldn't do it. Let me stop my screen quick, because only Apple can do this. Everybody else had to adjust to Apple. Apple gave you its software for free, sold you its hardware, because they own both in the building. Windows,
That's
now,
That's what I was gonna ask.
that's what you're gonna say. Yeah, Windows. I remember going into Office Depot and looking at on the electronic side, and I remember saying, "Man, I'm gonna get this Microsoft Suite. It's $999. I'm gonna get it though. I'm gonna get it." Remember, y'all remember that?
Yeah.
I literally used to window shop it because you couldn't get it anywhere. So I used to sell it. Now Windows Suite is a software as a service that you can get with Windows 365 for like, I don't know, $9 or something, whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, we can give away the software, but we have options here. And it doesn't, neither option is wrong. You're going to give away the software as a service for free, or you're going to give away the software as a service for a premium. And that's totally up to you. But to Margie's brilliant question, they go in different places. If I charge you for the software as a service monthly, it goes here. If I give it to you for free, it goes here. You understand that? If it's for free, it's front end. It's something I took off the back end, which is not displayed yet, and I put it on the front end. If I charge you for it, it goes under my monthly subs, and I only expect 35% of the people to get it. See why we went through all that first? See, this is easier to understand now, isn't it? Yeah, I've been studying these companies and reading their books, and they're not leaving us behind. I wish I had somebody who would have felt that. We coming too. We ain't going to Mars though. Y'all go to Mars. I'm staying on Earth. But we coming too. When the rest of that, we coming. They can go to Mars. I'm staying right here. I'm making the Earth better. Yeah, me too. We coming. Let's keep going. This is good. This is very, very good. What's next? What was number 3? Value ladder. And we need 50%, 50. We need 50% here in the value ladder. Who are these people? Half of these people. Now, if Dolores bills 75%, is she gonna be happy? Yeah, you're doing better than the expected numbers. If you give 50% of monthly subscription, are you happy? Yeah, you're doing good. You keep doing good. But we need 50% of the people using our value ladders. I'll help you out. Grace mentioned one of them, or one of y'all did. It was the business manager on Facebook. That's how you go to the. Remember, I said it's the conduit, it's the middleman between seeing the analytics. It's the business manager. It's called Pages app. If you want to log into Facebook, it's Pages app. It's stuff like that. It's things that make everything easier for the customer. Give me some more examples.
Like Apple Care.
Apple Care. That's most certainly part of a value ladder. Absolutely. All right, come on, not just her. Apple Care. Absolutely. Apple Store. Your Apple Store will go here. The Apple Store is not the front end. It's not a monthly subscription. Apple Podcast is free, so it'll be on the front end. The store is free, but you make purchases on the store. Go ahead, Jan.
One of the things that Apple does to go along with when 10% Apple Store is the Apple app on your phone, where you can walk into a store, purchase something without ever having to talk to somebody and leave.
All right. That's actually a good example, because even Microsoft, all these digital only companies came to brick and mortar and put their stores in your mall. You get it? That's important. Oh, here you go. Physical stores. Amazon has Whole Foods. Amazon bought Zappos, or however you call Zappos. You get it?
And Amazon actually now has real brick and mortars inside of malls now.
There you go. I'm surprised they put them in the malls, though. Those malls were dying dinosaurs. But anyway.
Yeah, I've actually seen one of their bookstores. I think it's in Baybrook Mall.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad you said bookstores, because Apple Books. They're going to want. And we can say all apps and games. We'll say that to kind of simplify it. And then lastly, because I want to do just a short Q&A, lastly, that thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you. All right, I'm trying my little square. High end. Remember I told y'all this morning we was going to draw this out. I kept my word. High end, also known as back end, and we only need 5% of the people to get back here. I can tell you one for sure. And we want high end. This is Antonio talking. We want supremely supremely high end. And I'm just all over the place today. My keyboard's not by me. That's the problem. It's supremely high end digital real estate. In the metaverse. Because I can tell you for sure. Let me stop my screen so y'all can hear me. I can tell you for sure. If you don't understand the metaverse, I would give it to you right now. Everything physical will find its way in the metaverse. There will be makeup artists in the metaverse. There will be strip clubs in the metaverse. There will be liquor stores in the metaverse. I promise you, there are already right now real estate agents in the metaverse. And they're selling digital real estate. Whatever you think will not go in the metaverse, you are wrong. The more attention it gets, and it has plenty of attention, I can assure you, the more entrepreneurs are going to see that attention and say, I need to sell that. And now don't lie to me, Dolores. You know doggone well the church is going to find its way in that metaverse fast. TikTok was all, so as it got popular, God really wants you to, it was fast. It was fast and you know it. Church don't let nobody have nothing. Yeah. Remember old girl said, eyebrows on fleek. All of a sudden, God was on fleek. Faith was on fleek. Don't fool me now. Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion said WAP, church folk making acronyms about worship and praise. I seen it with myself.
Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion.
Oh, okay.
Not Nicki Minaj.
I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. I'm almost hip. I'm kind of hip.
Thank you. How dare you?
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Even though Nicki Minaj is one of the best rappers alive today, and I don't care what you say. She's in the top 5.
She got credit for it. Now we're gonna move on.
Doggone law. What a great response that was. Yeah, worship and praise. Come to WAP Fridays. I seen it. They did it in Galveston. Avenue L. They did. They did it. I seen it. I seen it. I seen it.
That's very misleading for the sinners, though.
It really is. Oh yeah, I got some WAP up in here. They get in there and get communion. Now wait a minute now. That's not what I wanted. That wasn't the wet stuff I was looking for. All right, that ain't what I wanted. Anyway. Boom. Supremely high value real estate. What else do we want? What else does Mexico want? Okay, obviously, we said the physical real estate, no, physical city. That's what we're going to say. Physical city and all that comes with it, right? And then we're going to want, platform as a service. Tempest, surely you appreciate this. And well, or should we move platform as a service and infrastructure? We're gonna, you know what? Platform as a service and infrastructure as a service. And I'm gonna copy and paste that, and we're gonna put it twice. I'm gonna have levels. I'm gonna have it here, and then we're gonna have it here. This is where, my friends, you take pictures. Didn't have to do all the companies. Because right now, the news station just got TV shows I never thought of. It's just powered by Apple TV over there. I mean, by ATS TV over there. This is where you take it. This is your company. This is absolutely your company. What is the Business University law? Somewhere in here. If we're going to charge monthly for it, which in this case we do, it's just allocated over a year, then the Business University is right here in the monthly subscriptions. We just charge you 12 months at a time. Then that means the Business University is going to need value ladders, doesn't it? Now, hold on. That's what I'm saying. When we do the Business University, it itself has to have these things. And we're going to do this week, we're going to do all of these for each company. Please take a screenshot. If you have not, there's a button right here. What does this button do? Oh, it goes to page 2. Never knew that. That was pretty cool. All right, Zoom, y'all ain't around here playing. Any questions? You don't have much time, but you can ask questions. Any questions? I tried to give you everything I had. All right, cool. So I'm going to use Queen Chi, and I'm going to use Dolores, because they are out there right now getting smacked in the face. Right now. They're saying, "Oh, this gonna work." The universe goes, "No, it ain't." That ain't work. They get smacked in the face right now. And then they go back and say, "All right, this gonna work now." And they say, "Yeah, you can let that, we can let that one pass." Do you understand now, Queen Chi and Dolores, the four levels? And you understand that when you need more on the front, there needs to be more access to you on the front end. They're not paying for that access. They're paying for that access with the exchange of their information and their attention. But the real access is on that back end, and they paying for that. They paying for that. Ain't no wedding ring in the world get you back there. I need more than that. You trying to put a wedding ring, give me an apartment. That's how you propose to me. Propose to me with a 300-unit apartment complex. That's the energy we own. You know what I'm saying? We own that energy on the back end. Keep that ring. Give me that 300-unit apartment complex. We'll let these renters give us a ring. That's the energy we own. That's how you should be thinking about your high end. Your back end, high end, same thing. Now you need monthly subscriptions, both of you. But you got to be clever with it, though. You can't make your monthly subscription what everybody else got, because then you can't stand out as an offer. You have no irresistible offer. You know what I'm saying? So now you need monthly subscriptions. And then you need a value ladder. What are 50% of your customers going to do after they meet you? This is where ATS fell short.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Oh, yeah.
To all of you who prayed for me Thank you. I just spent an hour and 30 minutes. And then I said